Hello everyone, welcome to the eighth video of my ongoing video diary series of the life of an average Oxford mathematician. This video will be summing up the events of week 7. And yeah, I usually start with talking about the academics of the week, but I think at this point you already know, if you watch my videos, you already know how it goes. This week is an odd week. It is slightly busy, but it's also not that busy. Like none of the weeks have been super busy so far. Um, and there was nothing particularly interesting this week that I would like to emphasize on the academic side. So I will just gloss over that. Um, uh, then usually I talk about volleyball, and there's something quite interesting that happened with volleyball. Well, kind of interesting that happened with volleyball this week. We had an away game against Essex, who is basically the best team in all of England, university level team in all of England. So yeah, we knew it was a guaranteed loss, but we still went. Um, because also not only are we a lot worse than Essex just at our full strength, but we could only get like a team of 6 people together, which, if you don't know, is the bare minimum number of people you need to play volleyball. And also, we obviously didn't have like people of each position. Like our libero was playing outside hitter, our outside hitter was playing setters. Like it was a mess. So we knew we wouldn't win, and but we still went. It was quite like poetic in a sense. Like we went. Obviously, it is slightly sad that we didn't like go there to like play our best for honor or something as poetic as that. We went to prevent ourselves from being relegated to the league below. But still, it was quite poetic. Like a group of people went to uh, like fight a battle that they knew they were going to lose. But yeah, I was gonna drop out like last minute, but I like legit informed my team like, oh, I'm not feeling really well, very well. I have a pretty bad cough. I probably shouldn't go. But then we couldn't like find a sixth player. I'm like, all right, fine. You know what? I'll power through. I'll go. I'll do it. And yeah, as expected, we basically wasted the whole day. Right? It was like 12 to 10, right? And we did in fact lose in like record time. So yeah, but nothing went unexpected. But it was still quite like a fun experience, I suppose. Slightly poetic, as I've mentioned. And now onto the highlight of this week, which I will emphasize greatly on because it is something that is quite extraordinary. Essentially, yesterday there was a union debate. There was a debate at the student union. The Oxford Student Union is quite famous for being like the best debating society or something like that. But this was like a members debate. Usually, like they would invite like really big, I went to one that had like uh the Russian ambassador, like people that used to be in like Congress or Senate, like really big names to come and like debate different topics. But yesterday was just a members debate, uh, and basically how it works is there are like members that you like sign up and chosen to speak. There's like four for proposition and four for opposition, and after they speak, it will be given to the floor, which basically means anyone present in the audience can like get up and speak either for the opposition or the proposition. And the topic of the debate was the house should be scientists rather than the house should be artists rather than scientists, which which is obviously, as you can see, not the most serious prompt either, right? But it's still pretty interesting. We basically, like, my friend basically asked me 1 hour before the debate started, it's like, oh, you want to go to the union debate today? I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, why not? Sounds fun. So yeah, we had like 1 hour to like 1 hour before the debate started, we decided we're gonna go, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go speak," and so he was like writing this. He was like coming up with an argument. He came up with a really good argument as well, for like during the between the hour of deciding and the actual debate happening. So during that hour, I mean, he was like coming up with an argument. I was like, I probably won't speak. I've no like zero debate. experience, whatever, right? But yeah, I sat down and I listened to like two speakers speak, and I was like, these people aren't making they're really good speakers, but I feel like their arguments, at least to me, wasn't super convincing. Maybe I should try to speak. Maybe I should voice my opinion a little bit as well, right? If I'm not super convinced by them, right? Um, so I was like, and in the spirit of trying new things and like putting myself, let's say, outside of my comfort zone, I decided, oh, I will try to speak. I'll try to make an argument. So yeah, I tried to make an argument. My argument basically went started from a bunch of premises to very rigorously showing that scientists are can be considered as artists, and then somewhat less rigorously, I showed that therefore individual artists, their skill sets and their value is basically like a subset of a scientist because scientists are already by default artists, which obviously isn't super rigorous, but the way I phrased it was also quite. I phrased it in very like I use like subsets and like these more set theory based like vocab that I feel like sort of thrown people off track. Like that was my whole speech. Like my argument was very like no one expected. It was not the kind of argument people expected. I was just yeah, completely just doing like something that no one I think expected, and it was just completely different from all the other arguments made. And then the best part came was like the points of information at the end. Um, the first person asked me. The first person asked me was the first speaker for the proposition, and she was like, she asked me. She basically said, I said because I said artists are basically their skill sets are like subsets of scientists. She thought, oh, but artists can be also scientists too, right? Like they could have like whatever skills in science as well. And my response, I really enjoyed saying it because my response was basically to clarify that I only said subset and not proper subset, and which basically is important because it's the proposition. The prompt is that the house should be artists rather than scientists, right? So the proposition has the responsibility to show that artists are somehow superior, whereas the opposition just has to show that artists are not superior, which includes equal to scientists, right? So I showed it's less than or equal to, and so I don't have to refute. I don't have to like refute the case where they could be equal. And yeah, I don't think the person that asked me the question was quite prepared for the subset proper subset differentiation, which I thought was quite fun. I quite enjoyed that. And then the second point of inquiry was there is no rational. Basically, I concluded saying there is no rational argument for proposition, and the point of inquiry, the person or the point of information, the person making a point of information claimed that logic can't explain everything. So basically, logic is incomplete, and therefore, even if there's no rational argument, you can still like vote proposition. And so I was basically like, yeah, but debate is a logic based. Debate is logic based. So if you concede there's no logical argument, then I already won the debate, right? You're conceding I won the debate, which I thought that was really clever as well. It probably isn't if you're like very experienced in debate. Indulge me in my beginner's like newbiness. And then the first person who asked me who brought up a point of information brought up another point of information, which is if science is so powerful, why can't science explain so? Which, to be fair, isn't, now that I think about it, is completely irrelevant to my speech, right? But but I just said so, which I took as an approximation of the word consciousness, is can be explained by some physical theories that are not necessarily proven, but are at least internally consistent, as far as we can tell, which I read in the book Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark, which basically has to do with like connectivity of matter. So I basically just cited one book that I read, and basically rejected her premise completely. And it was quite funny for my friend who I recommended the book to, and like basically before he read it, I talked incessantly about it, and he was like, "You really like maximize the value of that one book that you've read once," and yeah, so yeah. Um, I made a I just got up and made a speech and answered some point of information, and I didn't think I was gonna be taken too seriously as well, like because everyone, even though like it was supposed to be like a black tie spirit event, in the sense that all the chosen speakers, like the four that were the four from each side that was guaranteed to speak, wore like black tie, and most people were like wearing very formal clothes, and I was wearing like a hoodie and like sweatpants, right? So like just from like the attires, it was clear that I was like a amateur, and I just went up for the fun of it. But I actually won the award for best floor debate, and which I think is crazy, and I'm really really proud of myself for doing so. This is definitely going in my CV for sure. But also, as the reward is like it's proper reward as well. It's £30 voucher at this really nice Italian restaurant here, which I haven't received yet. Which so I should probably go down to the union to see what's going on tomorrow about that. But yeah, so that was just the by far the highlight of the week. It's genuinely quite like an extraordinary experience, and I'm quite like happy with how it turned out. Yeah. Anyway, with that said, I will probably end this video here for this week. Next week it will be the last week of the term, so I might talk. I will probably summarize a little bit of the term, not just the week. So look forward to that. And thanks for watching this one.